Hey, welcome to this live. Welcome to Money Mondays, another Money Monday, your favorite show every single Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I come here and I give you some tips that are going to help you, kind of make money, throughout the week. So Money Mondays is usually just for me giving you a little tip. Just focus on one little thing that can help. I think that is going to help you grow your business. So if you are tuned in on replay, hashtag replay, hi. If you have any questions throughout the video today, leave a comment. I always come back to these and watch it. So as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be talking about why, and so I'm going to tell you why you're not attracting clients, right? There's many different reasons why, and this one may be one of them, because usually this is the fundamentals that people get wrong. And let me explain this with a story. So, for those that don't know, I'm actually Portuguese. So, I was born in Portugal, yes, Lisbon, in the center, downtown Lisbon. It could not get more Lisbony than that, more Portuguese than that. I was born in an area called, back in the day, it used to call Lapa. Now it's called Estrela. So I'm from Portugal. And maybe you just had the reaction that a lot of people have, which is like, oh, really? If you didn't know that already. So, here's the thing. So let me give you some background, or some like, let me go into the story. So usually when I go to networking events, or when I meet people for the first time, especially in the English speaking environments, right? Either if I'm in the with the expats here in Portugal, if I go to the States, and inevitably when starting the conversation, people ask me, "Hey, where are you from?" And because I have a little bit of an accent, they can never place it, right? And as soon as I say Portugal and Lisbon, or as soon as I just say Portugal, I can sense the pause, and the pause always comes because I've been me for all this time, and I can anticipate the pause, and the pause comes because let's address the elephant in the room. I don't look like what you imagine a Portuguese person to look like. I'm black, right? I'm black. I talk like this, so I don't have a typical Portuguese accent even. So I have an accent, but they can never place it. Like I've heard people say. Recently, I heard someone said, it sounds almost like Russian. I'm like, okay. But then they can never place it. Sometimes French, maybe, but they can never place my accent. And other people say, oh, you sound a little bit, say some words in British or like English from the UK. I'm like, yeah, because I study there. So there's always that pause. So what happens during that pause is that they pause because they know there's more behind it. They're waiting for me to expand on that because they go, okay, and I can anticipate the pause and I can see the pause. Then usually what I do is I fill in. I go, yeah, but my parents are Africans. My mom's from Angola. My dad's from Guinea-Bissau. I was born in Portugal. Da, 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 da. I go through the whole spill. But there's times I don't feel like it, and then I just leave it at that. And then they go, okay, but are you originally from Portugal, or they just go into that awkward phase and they don't ask because they don't want to be disrespectful. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see for me. It's for my own entertainment. But what I want to say with this is that when you go out and you are interacting, now let's put in the business standpoint, right? Because that's why you're here. When you look at it from a business standpoint, whenever you're in network situations and people ask you, oh, so what you do? And you say, I'm a life coach. You'll notice that people sometimes they'll either pause because they're waiting for you to give an explanation. They're waiting for you to explain what does that mean. Sometimes people they don't even do the pause. They themselves just say, "Oh, okay, that's nice, awesome." So, and then they go on to the next topic in the conversation. They didn't understand what you did. You just told them your job title, but your job title tells nothing about anything. You could be facing someone that is actually a potential client, but because you didn't tell me exactly what you do, you miss that opportunity. So let me teach you exactly how to answer that question if it comes up, but also, even more importantly, the fundamental work that you need to do to actually position yourself and your services in the best way, right? So when someone asks you, hey, what do you do? Answer in a way as if they just asked you, how can you help me? Or what do you do for others, right? So, for example, if someone asks me, Sally, what do you do? I say, well, I help coaches build a marketing system or I build a strategy so they don't have to spend so much time online doing manual marketing. That's it. So if I say I'm a marketing strategist, they go, oh, okay, awesome. So how long have you been doing that? And they're asking me how long I've been doing that, and they don't know what I do, right? But because I just answer with my job title. But if I go, oh no, I build marketing strategies for coaches and consultants and experts, in a way that they don't have to spend so much time online to kind of get all those leads manually. And then you see how that allows so much room for like answer more questions. For example, if you are a life coach and you say, instead of just saying, hey, I'm a life coach, yeah, and then people go, okay, awesome, so how long have you been doing that? And they don't even know what that means. Instead of you answering, I'm a life coach, you can say, well, I help people overcome, um, or I help people to overcome traumatic experiences and find their purpose in life, or something like that. Something, or help people to establish healthy boundaries so they're able to be more confident, right? And if you're facing, if you're in front of someone that actually struggles with confidence, they'll be like, oh wow, well, tell me, so how does that work? So you can see how that opens up the conversation, or leaves at least leaves the opportunity to open up the conversation to something more. Because sometimes it might not even be the fact that you're in front of someone that might be your client, but you might be in front of someone that maybe knows someone that can benefit from your services in the way they help people, right? So yeah, so basically that's what I wanted to share today, because I felt that there's a correlation between the pauses, and the pauses when I say that I'm from Portugal, and the pauses when I said that when you just focus on your job title, because you're doing yourself and also the other people that you're serving at the service. Now, here comes a big disclaimer of this video. If you're giving me comments right now, I actually recorded this. Basically, I recorded this on StreamYard. So it's about 4:19 here. So it's going to go live exactly at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And I did it because I'm going to be away. So if you're asking some questions in the chat, the reason why I'm not answering to you is because I'm not here, but I might be on my phone. So I might be on my phone. So you might see me answer to you live, right? Or answer to you as soon as I get offline. Or either if you have any questions, I can always just DM you. But yeah, so today's Money Monday kind of tip was basically that. Make sure that whenever you answer the question of what do you do, answer it as if people just ask you, how can you help them? And that will help you so much more into, also what this does as well is help you so much into um, get used to telling people what you do, and get used to kind of, and now interestingly, this is an interesting thing that also happens, because as soon the more you do it, the more you start seeing how people light up, or if the explanation that you give them is still not resonating. Because for example, if I said something like, yeah, I help people increase their I'm a marketing strategist, I help people with Facebook ads to increase their ROI, and they go, oh, so what is ROI, right? Oh, sorry. Not ROI. So most people know ROI, return on investment, but what I meant to say is ROAS, return on ad spend. That's an acronym that not many people know. Only mainly people on the marketing space know ROAS, right? So so what I was trying to say with this is that, as the more do you say it, the more you start noticing what are the keywords that people really resonate with. Because, for example, when you say um, I help people establish healthy boundaries so that they're able to feel more confident, you go, oh, confident, okay. Oh, so tell me, what. Then they start asking questions because that keyword resonates with them, or because you said healthy boundaries, that's the one that resonates with them, or because you said help people to lose weight and keep it off, or help new mothers lose weight and keep it off, or help new leaders to feel more confident in the room, or help new leaders to have effective communication with their teams, or to lead better, whatever it is. So we start seeing what keyword resonates with people and what gets more reactions. um so yeah, because in the same way, sometimes when I want to, for example, I'll give an example in my real life as well. When people ask me and I would just want to continue the conversation, I know exactly what I can say to continue that conversation, to kind of go, people get curious about certain things, right? um for example, when I tell them about the fact that I lived in Africa for 5 years and I did the work that I did, which I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to save it for next for for some time, so later on. But I did a very interesting work when I was in Africa, different countries within Africa. And so when I say things like that, and people are like, oh, tell me more about. So I got used to knowing exactly what keywords or what things I could say that would get people get curious. Curiosity is one of the most important things as well when it comes to marketing, because when people get curious, oh, tell me more. Oh, what, this sounds interesting. Tell me more. And you only learn this by doing and by serving and by doing all those things. Okay, guys. I hope this was helpful. Continue, even if you're watching this on replay, continue to post or to do the comments. I'll definitely answer them. And I hope this helps in any way, because I sure know that this did help me when I was in my journey. And there's no other way that unless I want to cut a conversation, and that's like just it's getting really boring. People ask me, "What do you do?" I'm like, "I'm a marketing strategist," and yeah, and then what do you do? Oh, I'm a plumber. Okay, awesome, fantastic. So I don't know. So at least the can go both ways, right? Okay, guys, have a fantastic, fantastic week. I wish you an immense abundance of everything. A big kiss, a big hug, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.